I think I've always been someone who has kind of known stuff about animals, and for a long time that was enough. But I felt that it was essential that I took the next step to having that academic stamp behind me, and how better to do that than in an institution of learning, and to receive my master's here at the end of that is probably the greatest privilege of my adult life. So I did an MSc by research in Bioscience, but specifically it was about describing the venom of the Iberian sharp-ribbed newt, which has a defense mechanism where it squeezes its body in response to a predator and pushes its own sharpened ribs out through its body. And it seemed to me that it would make sense for it to be covering those ribs in a venom of some kind, but this was not yet described. And so that was my research, to try and describe the world's first ever venomous newt or salamander. Probably my greatest heroes in academia are based right here, and particularly my great friends at Venom Tech, who have a really close, integral bond with Canterbury Christ Church. I've been friends with them for a long time. I've been discussing my ideas for research with them for a long time, and therefore it was a natural place to come. And so much of the work that's being done here is at the absolute cutting edge of our understanding of how venoms work, but also how they could be applied in the future in medicines and in fertilizers and pesticides and all these kinds of things. You've got these incredibly complex chemicals which have evolved over millennia to do very complex jobs. And now the potential for what they could achieve for us is limitless. I think, you know, the people that I work with here, particularly Dr. Carol Trim, who is just, you know, I am in awe of her. To have her as my supervisor and my lecturer was an honor that I can barely put into words. To have her and Steve Trim, her husband as well, who are two of the world's great experts in this field, overseeing my work, it is a privilege that, you know, very, very few people have, unless, of course, you're lucky enough to come to Canterbury Christ Church. So I can understand that there's reticence in a lot of people towards, you know, moving into academia. For me, there was a real reason for that. You know, I'm not a natural academic. I find science hard. I find statistics hard. Science always seemed to be beyond my capabilities. But when you have people of the quality that you have here at Canterbury Christ Church, all of a sudden the impossible can become possible. If someone like me can graduate with a master's at nearly 50 years of age, having struggled with science my whole life, then anyone can do it. And the feeling that I have today, the pride, there is no other word for it, is, you know, there is no price you can put on that.